So my friends, welcome to a new crypto update video. Bitcoin at 109,000 US dollars. We had a slight dump again last night after once more failing to break above our resistance up here at 110,000 or rather 111,000 US dollars. Once again, we just swept the liquidity at the top and got rejected. Still, that doesn't necessarily mean anything negative. What's much more important is tonight, or rather later tonight. After the market closes, Nvidia will release its numbers. We'll definitely discuss what impact that could have in today's video. Of course, we'll also cover the stock markets and the forex markets, so make sure to stay tuned until the end. But before we get started, feel free to give the video a like. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and of course, feel free to join the free Telegram talk and signal group. If you're interested in updates, news, and signals, you're more than welcome to join. You'll find the link for that for free down in the video description. And if you're still looking for an exchange where you can trade everything we discuss here, feel free to register with my partner exchange, BingX. At the moment, you can get up to 11,500 USDT in bonuses there. And of course, there are always other promotions in the app where you can grab a few free trades every day. So Bitcoin is at 108,900 US dollars. As I said, yesterday we kept trying to break above the 110,200 US dollar mark. It's always just these wicks. By now, if we switch to the 1 hour time frame and also plot the vectors here, we can see that we haven't quite reached the vector candles to the upside yet, up to 111,000 or 111,400. That's still kind of our, target zone, which still hasn't been hit, but all right, it could still happen over the course of the day. Especially if we take a quick look at the funding rates, which have dropped sharply. They're back in negative territory again. Especially how quickly that happened now. It dropped significantly again since around 6 o'clock yesterday evening. So that actually points more towards a pump. And if we also take a look at the heat map, 11,400 US dollars as well, that fits very, very well with our vector candle plus the liquidity that's lying up there. If we now take a look at the same thing on the one-day chart, if it would load sometimes early in the morning, it's not so great when it doesn't load. But anyway, you saw it. 11,400 US dollars. That's currently the cluster I'd like to see, and there's still a chance for that. Whether we come back down here during the day to fill this wick, we'll see. Otherwise, there's still a chance to the upside. We're right in the middle of no man's land at the moment. So no matter how we look at it, we have liquidity to the upside. We still have this wick here. We're basically at break even right now. At this point, I wouldn't do anything at all. Neither short nor long, just nothing right here. So I've already told you this evening, the Nvidia numbers are the most important thing for me. If the Nvidia numbers are positive, it will ripple through the entire market, and we'll probably see all-time highs everywhere, including Bitcoin. If the Nvidia numbers are bad, sorry for my language, but then that could be the first catalyst showing us, the economy isn't doing so well, and we might drop down a bit. I mean, Nvidia has a market capitalization, I think, of $3 trillion or over $3 trillion. We definitely need to keep an eye on that. That's why you should act cautiously, no matter what positions you're in. Make sure to secure them with a stop-loss entry by this evening at the latest, and that's it. We'll have to see about the rest. For me, the best-case scenario is still, depending on how things go, that we grab the liquidity here during the course of the morning and then consolidate for a while, and then wait to see what Nvidia's numbers actually look like in the end. Whether they're good or bad, we'll find out. There are rumors, I think, that say, okay, the numbers should actually be fantastic. In that case, definitely expect that we'll head towards a new all-time high. At least that's what I assume, even if we'll also be taking a look at the stock markets. Let's move over to the altcoin sector. Ethereum finally made a significant move upwards yesterday. That means we still haven't reached this resistance area at 2,733, but we did hit our box up here. So if you have any long positions open here, you should definitely take at least your second or third take profit. That didn't look too bad at all. Still, I have the feeling there's a bit more potential here. But at least right now, it looks a bit more like we could be forming some kind of ascending triangle here. Because we now also have an ascending channel here with successful retests and so on. This whole thing could take us toward 3,000 US dollars or even higher. The thing with Ethereum is, shorting it is much, much too risky. You'll see that in a moment when I switch to the daily time frame. We have a huge inefficiency here that actually goes up to 3,250 on the daily chart before the supply starts, plus the golden pocket, plus everything else. That means we now also have two resistances. If this resistance up here is broken, 2,780 to about 2,880, that was my current maximum. If we break through there, it could move relatively quickly, at least towards 3,250 or even 3,500 US dollars. So that would be the most bullish case of all. But for now, let's take it easy, especially since we're right at the resistance area. For now, we haven't even completely filled the inefficiency here. That's the next step now, and then we'll see if there's still any strength left here at all. What bothers me a bit is that from a daily perspective, previously the volume was increasing very, very well when we had this upward movement, but now it's clearly decreased on the daily chart. And if we look at the whole thing on the 4-hour chart, it's the same. You can see for yourselves the divergence is actually massive as we're seeing decreasing volume here, but rising prices, except that we're still missing this small higher high here, but that could definitely still happen in the next few hours before we possibly see a trend reversal. Maybe that will also have something to do with Nvidia. Who knows? But that's definitely something we should keep an eye on. Solana, in short, it moved up. Actually, nothing really happened. We're consolidating here, so there aren't any really significant movements at the moment. That's why we're moving over to the traditional markets. Gold hasn't triggered the long position here yet, so it just barely missed it. You can see for yourselves it was really, really close. Let's hope that this opportunity comes up again over the course of the day. The 200 SMA was tested. It happened a bit faster than I had hoped. Still, there's another possible range from 3,284 down to 3,260. Definitely keep an eye on that. That would be the next long option for me, and even if Nvidia's numbers are terrible, it could of course lead to a move into a safe haven and give gold a decent push. Or of course exactly the opposite could happen. That's why you should act cautiously today and not rush into anything. Let's move over to the Dow Jones. How does it look there? There's absolutely no intention to dump anymore. So after we had this 4% dump here, things went significantly up again yesterday. But here too, no matter which stocks we look at, everything went up again yesterday. And now everyone is just waiting to see how things will proceed. What still bothers me about the Nasdaq is simply this gap down here. That would be our bullish scenario. That's why I hope, or actually had hoped, that we would go down here once more and then somehow continue the pump. But as I said, if the numbers tonight are positive, we have to expect that this thing will keep pumping upwards and we'll see all-time highs everywhere. DAX, meanwhile, after our take profit was hit here once, I don't even know why I just said that, but the stop loss entry got stopped out again. For me, the DAX is a scam. I'm just going to stay away from this scam for now. For me, the values are simply too strong at the moment, and you can see for yourselves, dumped down to 23,270. That was last week on Friday, I think. And immediately shot back up 1,000 points. So I'm staying out of it, and I'm glad that we still got out of here with profit. It was actually a perfect retest here of our old all-time high if we take a look at it here. Let's see where things go from here, but for now I won't be shorting the DAX anymore. Let the thing shoot up as much as it wants. I'm happy for stocks, but for me it's bullshit. Complete bullshit. But anyway, different topic. Euro versus US dollar. Last but not least, $1.13 at the moment. We might actually get to my entry after all, slowly but surely, at least down here at 112. What did we say? 112.8, 112.7. That's the area I'd like to test now. After that, it actually looks very, very good that we could move into it now. Let's see if it really happens that way. But I'll keep you updated here as well. I'm telling you, everything stands and falls with Nvidia. If Nvidia absolutely smashes the numbers, everything will shoot up everywhere. Whether it's crypto, stocks, or anything else. Forex is a bit different again and so on, but I think today could be a really, really exciting evening, or rather an exciting day. Maybe some positions will be liquidated beforehand and so on. We'll have to see. Otherwise, that's it from my side. Later, there will be an altcoin update video. It will probably be a detailed look at Solana for a bit, and otherwise, I'd say that's it from my side. I wish you a wonderful and successful day. Take care, leave a like, subscribe, activate the bell, and we'll catch up again later. Until then, ciao ciao. And as always, stay crypto.